Check, check, 1-2. Mic check, 1-2.
Check, check, 1-1, 1-1-1. Okay.
Week 2 of the 2023 California Winter League season begins today with our first of two Palm Springs Stadium matchups. It's the Manitoba North Stars at 1-1 on the short year against the Palm Springs Power, also 1-1. Jacob Kronberg to my right is Evan Schmeiser, and we come to you from sunny Palm Springs, California at Palm Springs Stadium. How's it going, Evan?
Well, I mean, we thought we were going to have a lot of rain today, Jacob, but very, very fortunate. It's turning into a really, really lovely morning, and especially just looking out into the canyons. We were describing it a little bit yesterday, just all the clouds kind of hang over, making little bits of shadows. Really makes for a picturesque day for some baseball.
Things got cold temperature-wise as yesterday's games came to a close as the overcast clouds drifted in. As you mentioned, the rain never really fell, the clouds lightening up and kind of drifting away, and we've got that beautiful backdrop of palm trees, mountains, and the clear blue sky with a few clouds around it. The North Stars and the Power both looking for win number 2 of the season. We'll look through the Manitoba North Stars starting lineup. Leading off the shortstop, Hans Feng, followed by third baseman Bradley O'Neill. The catcher, Cole Brodnansky, who homered yesterday, is back in the 3 spot with Yen Hen Wu batting cleanup and playing first. Hugo Suarez, the second baseman, bats 5th, followed by the left fielder Brett Donity. Then it's center fielder Bakari Gale, Cole Rankin DHing, and Chi Hao Tu out in right field. And that lineup will have to face Angel Landazuri, who was incredible his first time out for the Power. Angel went 4 innings getting the win in his California Winter League debut, giving up just 1 hit and struck out 5. Landazuri, a 5'11" right-hander from San Bernardino, California. Sets from the stretch on the third base side of the rubber, ready to face the righty Hans Feng. Landazuri, a letter-high set, kicks and goes home, and the first pitch fastball is fouled back into the netting behind home plate, and we are underway. 10:04 first pitch at Palm Springs Stadium. .57 degrees, mostly sunny as we get things going in game 1. Landazuri kicks and goes and misses up with a fastball. Evens the count at a ball and a strike to Hans Feng. Feng still looking for his first hit of the CWL season, the 18-year-old from New Taipei, Taiwan. Landazuri wheels and deals and gets a swing and miss on the heater, jumping ahead of Feng, 1-2. Hans, one of a multitude of players who made the trip from either Taiwan or Japan far out in East Asia. Landazuri's 1-2 pitch dots the outside corner, strike 3 called, and a picture-perfect start to the morning for Angel Landazuri.
And Landazuri, just one batter, and he's picking up right where the Power pitching staff has led off so far. Really, every guy they've sent out there, they've been effective, and they've been keeping the Power in every single one of their ball games.
1 out and nobody on for Bradley O'Neill, who goes after the first pitch, golfing it foul, out of play on the right side. That'll rattle through the tree branches and drop down. 0-1 the count. Landazuri out firing bullets for strikes early on. Continues to work from the third base side of the rubber, holds the hands close to the chest, now goes home. Line drive down the left field line. It's inside the third base bag and rolling into the bullpens. Around first, big turn, but putting the brakes on is O'Neill as Alvarez gets it back in quickly. It's a 1-out single, and the North Stars have their first hit of the contest.
Well, it's got to feel really good for Bradley O'Neill. He's only had 1 at-bat in the only game he's played so far, this being the 4th game of the season for the North Stars. And not a bad pitch by any means, fastball on the inner half, and O'Neill turned on it really, really nicely, just keep being fair.
So O'Neill aboard. Trying to set the tone for this North Stars team that is struggling offensively, hitting right around 200 as a bunch. First pitch breaking ball, up and in, hits Cole Brodnansky on the front shoulder. Ducked in out of the way, and if there's a pitch to get hit on, it's that slow looping curve from Landazuri. But it does place two aboard with just one out in the heart of the Manitoba North Stars order coming up.
This is a big opportunity right here for the North Stars. They jumped out to an early 5-0 lead yesterday, ended up having to settle for a tie after giving the lead away in the final half of the 7th inning. So if you're the North Stars, you really want to try and jump out and get a little bit of momentum back on your side.
Neither of the guys on base with a stolen base recorded on the season yet. Both move relatively well, though, as Wu takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike one called. Going to see a 4-pitch repertoire from Landazuri today, your natural four-seam fastball. He'll play the curveball as the primary secondary pitch, mixes a slider and a changeup in as well. He stares down O'Neill at second, who's being held on by Alonso. Landazuri turns and goes home. There's the curveball. Front door one lands on the inner half for a called strike two. And way ahead in this at-bat is Angel Landazuri over Yen-Heng Wu. Ooh, 23 years old from Taipei City to Taiwan. Batting with two runners on. 0-2 from Landazuri. Slider in the dirt, smothered by Matt Garcia. The defense working behind Landazuri today. We mentioned his battery mate Matt Garcia. Taylor Moe at first, Alan Alonso and Jalen Greer up the middle at second and short respectively. Keith Torres the third working at the hot corner. Left to right in the outfield, Isaiah Alvarez, Tavis Brunson, and Tavius Ford. Infield hangs slightly to the left side. Outfield leans that way as well. Landazuri has the sign, looking toward third, now back toward second at the runner. A second glance at O'Neill, who shuffles his feet off the bag. 1-2 pitch, slider, misses just below the knees, ball two.
That was a really good-looking spot right there from Landazuri, trying to dot up that fastball down and towards the outer half of the plate to the right-handed batter. Pretty good double play pitch.
He was looking for the swing and miss. Mentioned the 5 strikeouts in 4 innings for Landazuri his last time out. Long stare at O'Neill once again, tight leg kick. 2-2, grounded softly to the right side off the bag is Moe. He gloves, turns, the only option is to throw to first, where Landazuri was covering. It's going to be a fielder's choice ground out, putting both runners into scoring position, but now with 2 away, the infield can play at normal depth.
Well, I have a couple things to say about that one, Jacob. First of all, excellent pitch right there from Landazuri. Absolutely buried it under the hands of Yen-Heng Wu. And really, one heck of a play by the first baseman, Mo. He came charging way over. He almost ended up towards the pitcher's mound from the first base spot and had to basically pirouette and throw on the run with Landazuri covering.
Yeah, we've seen Mo can really pick it over at first base. Couple of nice scoops in the first few days. Stand out defensively. As Hugo Suarez digs in, the switch-hitting infielder batting from the left side against the righty Landazuri. And he takes a fastball low, ball 1. Runners on second and third, 2 down in the top of the first. No score between the North Stars and the Power. Playing deep at short is Jalen Greer as Landazuri works home. 1-0 fastball, cut on and missed for strike 1. Landazuri from San Bernardino, California, played his college ball at Cal Riverside. Spent last season in the American Association, where he worked 45 innings as a starting pitcher. Glove tucked against the chest, the 1-1 offering. Foul tipped into the mitt of Garcia. He holds on for strike 2.
If I'm Landazuri, I'm going right back with another fastball, get a little bit more towards the outer half. Get a swing and a miss on an outside fastball, then came back with a fastball in the inner half, gets another swing and miss.
Suarez has struggled to catch up to that good old number 1 early. Open stance in the lefty box, wiggling the bat behind his shoulder. 1-2 home. In at the knees, strike 3 called. Looks like he got him with the changeup as Landazuri works around trouble in the first. Strikes out a pair, strands 2 runners, and we're going to the home first. No score between the North Stars and the Power on the CWL YouTube. Home half of the first from Palm Springs Stadium. The Power and the North Stars scoreless. And it's the Power coming up to bat for the first time. Jacob Kronberg, Evan Schmeiser on the California Winter League YouTube. We'll take a look at the Palm Springs Power starting lineup.
Absolutely digging right now. We have Isaiah Alvarez leading off as the left fielder. Jalen Greer will come right behind him, followed by Tavis Brunson, the center fielder. Keith Torres, the third, will bat in the cleanup spot, followed by Burl Dixon. Then it'll be Alan Alonso hitting sixth. Taylor Moe batting seventh. Matt Garcia in the eighth hole behind the plate. Tavius Ford will round out the order, batting ninth.
This lineup will face Braden Quisenberry, appearing for the third time in 4 games for the North Stars, but for the first time as a starting pitcher. First pitch sinker runs up and into Isaiah Alvarez, the Power left fielder. Alvarez, 2 for 5 to start the season. Has driven in 1 run. Quisenberry wheels and deals, spiking a fastball in the dirt, and he falls behind Alvarez 2-0. What you'll see from Quisenberry is 2 different arm slots, the natural over the top as well as that 3/4, even closer to sidearm delivery, which is something that he has developed very recently. He works off the first base side of the rubber stretch only, and he misses up and in with a fastball. That's 3 straight pitches that have missed. All 3 of them have come from that top arm slot. You work with a sinker, changeup, slider, and curveball for Quisenberry. Nothing goes straight, nothing flat out of the young right-hander's arm. Slowly moves the hands down from shoulders to letter high. 3-0 pitch, breaking ball hangs upstairs, and it's a 4-pitch leadoff walk to Isaiah Alvarez, who already has a stolen base on the young season.
A little surprised to see a 3-0 breaking ball, especially to the leadoff batter. I understand there are certain times where maybe sometimes slowing down your delivery, throwing something a little slower can be helpful, but I would expect to see a little bit more confidence in that fastball, especially early in the game coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, I think Quisenberry is just going to try and find something to get in for a strike after missing with 4 straight. He checks Alvarez, works home quickly, and misses once again with a fastball up and in. Jalen Greer, the batter, a 22-year-old middle infielder from Chicago, Illinois. 1 hit and 5 at-bats so far. Quisenberry peeks over the front shoulder at Alvarez, who's being held on by Yenheng Wu. Alvarez runs. Fastball fisted through the vacated hole on the right side. Isaiah Alvarez dove into second, so he'll stay put there as How-To gets it in quickly. But the hit and run was on a successful one at that, as the Power have put the first 2 base runners on against Quisenberry and the North Stars.
Well, a terrific piece of hitting from Jalen Greer, especially getting a fastball towards the inner half, kind of fought it off his hands to serve it out right where the Hugo Suarez second baseman normally would have been. And it's a shame that Alvarez wasn't really peeking in. If he was, usually on a true hit and run, then you'd be able to pick up that ball and easily make it to third.
They'll take the 2 runners on, for sure, with nobody out, and an early RBI opportunity for Tavis Brunson, the center fielder, who goes after the first pitch sinker and swings through it for strike 1. Brunson from Westfield, New Jersey. Played his college ball at Caldwell University, so in his home state, in the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference. Quisenberry stares at Alvarez at second, Feng playing in his back pocket. Now he drifts away as Quisenberry steps off and watches Alvarez walk back into the bag. No score, home first between the North Stars and the Power. And now running the bit of a wheel route to bluff covering second is Hugo Suarez. Quisenberry looks away, delivers home, and finds the zone with a breaking ball for strike 2. Nothing in 2, the count to Tavis Brunson. The shortstop, Feng, continues to hold on Alvarez as time is called at home plate by Brunson. Granted quickly by home plate umpire Roman Frecking. Frecking calling the balls and strikes here in Game 1. Nate Dietrich in the field. The 2 will swap for the second stadium game this afternoon. Quisenberry with a shoulder-high set checks the runner. Long pause on the mound as Alvarez dances off the bag. Quisenberry drops the arm slot and misses down and in with the slider. It's the first three-quarter arm slot pitch we've seen from Braden Quisenberry. Quisenberry, who went to a Frontier League tryout in independent baseball earlier this year with the Gateway Grizzlies out in Sauget, Illinois. And they suggested at that tryout when he was throwing over the top that maybe he experiment with that three-quarter arm slot. Over the top here, and the fastball drilled to straightaway center field. Going back is Bakari Gale. It's over his head and rolling toward the wall. One runner in to score. Here comes the second. Digging for third as the throw is cut off is Tavis Brunson. He'll reach safely standing up as the throw goes home. It's a two-run RBI triple for Tavis Brunson, and the power on the board early, leading 2-0.
Well, you know it. That Brunson absolutely smoked that ball deep in the center field. I mean, he one-hopped the 400-foot fence out there. Normally, for all our Winter League games so far, a ball hasn't traveled quite as well as it normally would during the summer. Granted, the flags are extremely calm today, and talk about getting some really good one on it. Also, tremendous base running from Greer, being able to score from first. I mean, he was running as soon as the ball left the bat. Talk about getting an excellent read on the bases.
Yeah, that ball just blasted over the head of Bakari Gale. First pitch swinging Keith Torres the third, and he punches it through the right side into right field for a base hit. In to score is Brunson as Hautu gets it in. 4 consecutive base runners to begin the game for the Palm Springs Power have led to 3 runs, and they've got another base runner aboard with still nobody out.
Well, everything is going the Power's way right now. It almost looked a little bit like a check swing to me off the bat of Torres, and he was able to benefit from a drawn-in North Stars infield. A little surprised they're doing that. I know, I mean, it's only the first inning. I know, I guess trying to avoid falling behind by 3 runs, but unable to make a play, especially everybody in on the grass, and the ball is being served in the shallow part of right field.
He was ready for the fastball, and as he said, just kind of check swing, poked it over the first baseman Wu's head. Brodnanski, the catcher, went out to chat with his starting pitcher briefly. Now back behind the plate, drops in to his crouched position as Burl Dixon digs in, the left-handed hitting designated hitter for Palm Springs. First pitch from Quisenberry, a sinker that misses down and in for ball 1. 3-0, the Power leading the North Stars. Both sides looking for their second win of the early season. Quisenberry from the first base side of the rubber checks the runner, now steps off. No throw over to first as Torres walks back in safely. Torres has not attempted a stolen base yet this season. Snap throw over from Quisenberry, diving in safely. With the left hand is Torres the third. Right on left the matchup. Dixon, one of 3 left-handed hitters in Casey Dill's lineup this morning as he takes a fastball away. Ball 2.
If you're Quisenberry right now, you need to try and get something down the zone, maybe try and go back to that 2-seam fastball running away from the lefty Dixon, maybe get something on the ground to try and turn a double play.
Just looking to secure that first out of the inning. 2-0 fastball, picks off the outer edge and is called a strike.
That's the right idea if you're Quisenberry. I think he got a little bit of a benefit of a call. Maybe he got a couple inches or so off the outer half. I try and go right back to that same spot.
It's been a tale of 2 halves for Braden Quisenberry in his 2 previous appearances. The first one out of the pen, he really struggled. Runner on the move, fastball up. Brodnanski's throw to second. Can't be picked out of the dirt as it hops toward third. It's a stolen base for Keith Torres the third, his first of the year.
And sometimes that is something that can happen when you get a pitcher who's getting hit around a little bit and maybe even battling his command just a little bit, not paying quite as much attention to Keith Torres over at first as he should have been, and he got a huge jump over at first.
Yeah, so back to Quisenberry's first appearance, 2 innings out of the pen, took the loss, gave up 7 hits and 4 earned, walked 2 guys, only struck out 1. Really tough debut as the 3-1 is laced up the middle into right center field for a base hit. Bakari Gale cuts it off in the gap. Strong throw to second, but it's late. Dixon dives in safely, going around third to score on the play was Keith Torres the third, and it's 4-0 Power, still without an out recorded in the home first.
Yeah, and Dixon, I mean, great piece of hitting on a 3-1 count. He got a fastball in a really good spot, a little bit towards the outer half. Ball caught a lot of the middle of the plate. Absolutely smoked it into right center field. Really good hustle as well. You could tell he was thinking, too, right out of the box. The ball wasn't really hit that deep out to right, but he made it in pretty easily.
It was the hardest hit ball we've had at the stadium so far this California Winter League, 101 miles off the bat. Dixon in scoring position for the second baseman, Alan Alonso, who takes a slider up for ball one. This has been more of what we saw in that first outing from Quisenberry. 2 days ago in his second appearance, he was stellar. 2 innings out of the pen, allowed just 1 hit, struck out 5, and walked nobody. He got a save, but struggling in the starter's role this morning. 1-0 slider on the outside edge, called a strike. Palm Springs in front of Manitoba 4-zip. As the first 5 men have reached on 4 hits and a walk for the Power. Quisenberry from the high set, checks on Dixon, now goes home, and the 1-1 on the inner edge, called strike 2. Alonso did check his swing, but called a strike nonetheless. Braden Quisenberry comes from North Little Rock, Arkansas. Played his collegiate ball at Harding University and actually made the trip out to Palm Springs with his father. They're staying together to enjoy this playing experience for Braden. 1-2 breaking ball. Waved at and missed for strike 3, and Quisenberry finally gets an out on the board.
That is a big out right there. Maybe that can just be something to try and settle Quisenberry down as well as all the North Stars behind him. I mean, it was a pretty good-looking breaking ball. Started towards the middle of the plate, ran down and out of the strike zone. Maybe that can be a reliable secondary pitch for him as he tries to advance deep into this game.
After the start he had, that's going to settle the nerves. Absolutely. And he tries to now piggyback off of that strikeout against Taylor Moe. First pitch sinker, in at the knees for a called strike.
That was a sharp-looking breaking ball, running it back over the outer half to the lefty Moe. You don't want to fall in love with it too much, but again, anything to keep these hitters off balance.
0-1 breaking ball, bounced to the right side, down to a need to glove it is Suarez. Quick bobble, but he gets back up and tosses to first. Getting Moe for out number 2. The ground ball to the right side does advance Burl Dixon from second to third. Now a threat to score on a potential wild pitch or passed ball. Two outs. Dixon on third for Matt Garcia, the power catcher. Looking to tack on more for Palm Springs, who already has 4 runs home in this home first. First pitch slider from Quisenberry in at the knees, strike 1. A lot more around the zone so far for Quisenberry, working mainly in those lower quadrants of the strike zone. Goes low again, but bounces the curveball. Count evens up at a ball and a strike to Matt Garcia, the Northridge, California native. In his first year out of Eastern Oregon University, 1 for 3 to start his CWL career. He's got a slightly open stance off the plate and deep in the righty box. As Quisenberry looks toward third, tight leg kick now delivers home, bending a curveball over the outside corner for called strike 2. 1 pitch away from finally putting an end to this first inning. Infield rather straight up, except for the second baseman Suarez, a step onto the right field grass. Now he creeps in. Quisenberry's 1-2. Slider on the outside corner, strike 3 called. And that puts an end to inning number 1, but not before. The Palm Springs Power plate 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors committed by Manitoba. And we go to the second, Power leading 4-0 on the California Winter League YouTube. Palm Springs Power lead the Manitoba North Stars 4-0 as we begin the top of the second. From Palm Springs Stadium, Jacob Kronberg, Evan Schmeiser here on the CWL YouTube as Angel Landazuri works his second inning of work, now with a 4-0 lead. His first pitch fastball misses upstairs to Brett Donady for ball one. Landazuri sitting around 86-87 with the fastball in the first. And he's thrown two straight heaters to start the second. Both have missed upstairs. After what was a decently long time to sit between half innings, his team scored 4 runs on 4 hits, had 5 base runners to take the lead. Landazuri with the 2-0. Fastball misses up and in. And he falls behind Brett Donady 3-0.
This is a pretty decent opportunity, though, if you're Landazuri, especially with scouts watching. Because if you want to be a part of any successful team, you're going to have to be able to front run and get used to having to sit for a long time.
3-0, broken back ground ball to the right side. Bobbled by Alonso. Throw to first, not in time. Tried to recover. Throw was late and pulled Taylor Moe off the bag. And reaching to start the top of the second is Brett Donady on an error committed by Alan Alonso.
I mean, I've mentioned it a few times over the broadcast, but especially for those middle infield spots. Once the ball starts to take 1 or 2 hops on that dirt, I know it's a little bit more wet than usual, but still a very hard infield. You get all sorts of divots. Like, it did take a crazy hop on him towards the end. You really have to try and charge that ball. But again, interesting opportunity here for Landazuri. Try and record a shutdown inning, especially with something going wrong behind you.
He allows the leadoff man to reach. Not much of his own fault as the first pitch to Bakari Gale is pelted foul beyond the bleachers on the left side for strike 1. You mentioned hard infield. Our grounds crew does a phenomenal job making it good to play every day, but with the rain, things are going to solidify a bit. Right on right, the matchup between Landazuri and Gale. Landazuri continues to work from the third base side of the rubber as Donady runs. Breaking ball in the zone. Good throw to second, and they nailed Donady. Pinpoint accurate on the throw behind the dish by Matt Garcia as he guns down Donady at second base for the first out.
Well, it's an excellent throw from Garcia. I mean, he did benefit. He got a pretty good fastball to try and throw on towards the outer part of the plate. Not a great jump by any means from Donady. I know hindsight is 20/20, of course, but if you're not going to get a big jump, then no sense in trying to go.
Landazuri's 0-2 pitch is a curveball that misses down and out. That right there, the definition of picking up your teammate. Leadoff runner reaches on the error committed by Alan Alonso. 2 pitches later, his catcher throws the guy out. Landazuri still ahead in the count. High leg kick and overthrows the fastball downstairs. 2-2 the count to Bakari Gale. Comes from Mountain, Georgia. About 45 minutes south of the South Carolina border. 2-2 breaking ball. Spins in, called strike 3. Good front door breaker gets Gale looking for the second out.
That's definitely the best breaking ball we've seen so far from Landazuri. Absolutely had Gale frozen as it kind of just fell right onto the outer half of the plate to the right-handed batter.
And what looked like maybe a shaky start to this second inning with his team up 4-0 is now 2 outs, nobody on for Cole Rankin. Big left-handed hitter. Takes a fastball on the outer half, strike 1 called. Rankin 6'2", 248, just 24 years old, from Mason City, Illinois. Looks country strong out there in the batter's box as he takes a hefty cut at a fastball. Swinging over it for strike 2.
If I'm Landazuri and Garcia behind the plate, I need to be able to recognize that late swing we just saw from Rankin. Go back with another fastball and maybe elevate it a little bit more.
The 0-2 fastball. Picking off corners, strike 3. And Rankin down on 3 pitches. Landazuri works around the leadoff error, still facing the minimum in the second. It's 4-0 Power in front, going to the bottom of the second. After this on the CWL YouTube. 9-1-2 due up for the Power in the bottom half of the second inning. Power in front of the North Stars 4-zip. Alongside Evan Schmeiser, I'm Jacob Kronberg. As Braden Quisenberry starts off his battle with Tavius Ford with a fastball on the inner half. Strike one called. Ford, the lone man who did not hit for Palm Springs in their 4-run first inning. But Quisenberry did settle down at the end. It was the first 5 guys who reached. 4 of them scored. Then he retired Alan Alonso, Taylor Moe, and Matt Garcia to end the inning. Quisenberry off the first base side of the rubber. Over the top delivery and gets a good sinker barreling down and in. That swung over for strike 2.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Jacob, because honestly, all things considered, even with the big 4-run outburst for the Power, it could have been a lot worse for Quisenberry and the North Stars.
Right on right the matchup, infield and outfield straight away. Quisenberry's 0-2 breaking ball. Cut on and missed, strike 3. Left that probably a little more elevated than he would have liked to, but got the strikeout to begin the inning.
You know, going back to my playing days, Jacob, sometimes even when you get a hanging breaking ball, it might be a little bit higher than where you want. Your eyes just really light up like crazy. You think you're going to hit like the longest home run that baseball has ever seen, but a lot of times that's not the case.
Took a hefty cut at that. It looks like a beach ball when it's coming up there, especially a breaking pitch versus a fastball as Isaiah Alvarez fouls one back out of play over the right side for strike 1. Alvarez walked and came around to score back in the first. Quisenberry's 0-1. Sinker in at the knees. 0-2. Braden Quisenberry agrees on the sign with Brodnansky. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 4 strikeouts in the game now for Braden Quisenberry, and they've come over the last 5 hitters as he's beginning to settle down.
I mean, that's a perfect description as far as I'm concerned, Jacob. I mean, that's a good, firm fastball that we're seeing from Quisenberry right now. And honestly, he has much better velocity, much better life than what we saw in the first inning.
Faces Jalen Greer for the second time, who fouls the first pitch off the face mask of Cole Brodnansky, the Manitoba catcher. Big swing from Greer, who singled and scored in the first. I think that caught a piece of both Brodnansky and home plate umpire Roman Frecking.
Might be hard to know what to do if you're the catcher or the home plate umpire when you both get a piece of it. Trying to give both men a little bit of extra time.
Yeah, take a breath, regroup. A little fist bump as Brodnansky comes back behind home plate. 0-1 the count to Jalen Greer. He's now 2 for 6 to start the CWL season. 0-1 breaking ball, misses upstairs. Ball 1. 4 runs on 4 hits in the opening inning for Palm Springs. They lead 4-0 over the Manitoba North Stars. Outfield plays deep against Greer. 1-1. Slice down the right field line, foul into the smaller bleachers. Then it'll hop past the turtle and roll into the parking lot. Any of the fans go chase that one down, you can turn it in at the third base concession stand for a free bag of popcorn. And if you don't want the popcorn, bring it up here. We'll enjoy the popcorn.
Yeah, hey, that's a pretty good idea, Jacob.
1-2, fouled back once again.
I know it's only been 2 pitches since the foul ball off of Brodnansky and the home plate umpire Roman Frecking, but all of a sudden Quisenberry really slowed down a lot after. It's like he's staring into Brodnansky a lot longer. I think if anything, he looked a little bit better. He just kind of got it and went for the first 2 hitters to Ford and Alvarez this inning.
1-2 pitch, breaking ball, popped out of play. Third consecutive foul ball to the right side off the bat of Jalen Greer.
we've seen a few guys over these first few days of the CWL season who are kind of get it and go kind of guys. Like they're moving like crazy. I'm not saying Quisenberry has to do that, but I think if anything, pick up the pace just a little bit because I think he's better off with that kind of pattern.
Quisenberry still looking for that put-away pitch. He gets it. Sinker dives back in over the knees for a called strike 3. And Braden Quisenberry strikes out the side in the second. Looking much better in inning number 2, but it's still 4-0, Power leading as we go to the third.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're set for the top of the third inning. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Jacob Kronberg. Angel Landazuri will settle back in for his third inning of work for the Power, with his team leading 4-0. They're bursting out for a massive 4-run outburst in the bottom of the first inning, led by big RBI double from Burl Dixon, as well as a triple from Tavis Brunson. The first pitch in there, strike 1 on the outside corner. The 9-man in the order, Chi Hao Tu, will bat for the North Stars. 9-1-2. Hans Fang, Bradley O'Neill, hitters to follow for the North Stars. Chi Hao Tu, 0 for 3 so far as he takes a big swing and a miss right there with a breaking ball from a quick working Landazuri. Couple walks so far in the season. He's played 3 games. It's actually his first time playing baseball or even being in general outside of Taiwan. And we're glad to have him. Working quickly is Landazuri. And Chi Hao Tu goes down 3 pitches, having a breaking ball towards the upper part of the strikes, and he gets the swing and miss.
Yeah, really good couple of sliders after the first pitch fastball landed in there. Saw how ahead of it was Chi Hao Tu and just kind of stretched that zone. The second one a little slower than the first, just messing with the tempo was Landazuri.
Landazuri working out the stretch. He gets a swing and a miss on a high fastball from Hans Fang, who struck out looking his only at bat in the first. Back to the top of the order we go for the North Stars. They've only put up 1 hit so far against Landazuri. Down there they also reached on an error. So that pitch is fouled straight back, fastball towards the outer half. Landazuri, he's picking up the pace, as understandably so, gaining more and more confidence, working with a lead. Has not given up a run this season yet over 2 outings through 6 innings combined. Now 6 1/3. He said works out a stretch with the 0-2. That fastball misses up and in, 1-2. Infielders playing straight up for the Power. Taylor Moe playing a few feet behind the bag at first. Keith Torres the third. Basically the same thing over at third base. There's the 1-2. That breaking ball is in the dirt and outside, 2-2.
You've seen it over the last 2 innings. Landazuri, he's not the hardest thrower in the world. A mid, slightly upper 80s fastball. That slider is playing as the strikeout pitch, playing as the put-away pitch, as he's already punched out 5 guys.
Landisuri set once again. Medium big leg kick and a high fastball. Big swing and a miss right there from Fang. Second time he goes down on strike. 6 strikeouts of the game so far for Landisuri. Now there's 2 outs here in the top of the third with his power leading 4-0. That'll bring up Bradley O'Neill. He singled back in the first for the North Stars. Only hit so far. Another big leg kick, breaking ball. Kind of a half swing right there from O'Neill. Kind of moves to 0-1 nonetheless. We have an update on the turf field with the Canada A's taking on the British Columbia Bombers. And it's 8-6 A's. So that breaking ball is in there, strike 2 on the outer half. We're at the bottom of the 5th inning over there on the turf field.
High scoring one. And we've seen the offense pick up way more in days 3, 4, 5 than we did in the first couple. Pitchers came out guns a-blazing in those first couple of outings.
That 0-2 is sprayed foul down the right field line and out of play from O'Neill.
I would say you were up here with me. The first 2 days in the stadium, we had more traditional pitchers duels, 3 runs max for a team. Yesterday, we saw a 7-6 ball game, so a couple of offenses battling for the W instead.
A little bit of a longer look in this time from Landisuri. Now he comes set ready for the 0-2 with 2 outs. That fastball is on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Angel Landisuri strikes out the side in order, his 7th strikeout of the game. He's through 3 innings. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Power in control, leading 4-0. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Power will get back to work on the offensive side here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, trying to add on to their 4-0 lead. Power able to put up 4 runs in their home half of the first. And a dangerous part of the order, probably the most dangerous part of the order for Braden Quisenberry, back out for his 3rd inning of work. The 3rd man, Tavis Brunson, Keith Torres the 3rd, Burrell Dixon, the scheduled hitters.
It is the part of the order that really hurt Quisenberry in the first inning. Triple, single, double, they went leading to 2 of those runs. This is that statement inning to show, did Quisenberry really settle in? Can he now control this game and keep his team in it, hoping the offense comes?
Brunson tripled on a 1-hopper off of the 400-foot sign in straightaway center field. He took a big swing and hit it foul back. That looked like a changeup right there from Quisenberry. Delivers it, sails high and outside. Quisenberry able to work a really efficient and clean 2nd inning, striking out the side actually. Saw a much better pace from him too. He deals out the stretch. Good changeup, darting away from the lefty Brunson to get a swing and a miss. The count moves to 1-2. Excellent looking start so far. Quisenberry dealing to Brunson. This will be a big first out. Try and record a 2nd clean inning. Working exclusively out of the stretch, medium big leg kick, delivers a fastball high and outside.
We've seen a lot more of Braden with that over-the-top motion as opposed to dropping it down to the side than we did in his first couple of appearances, and even more in these last 2 innings than we did in the first. It's the natural arm slot of Quisenberry. It's where he says he is more comfortable. He tried the new arm slot because it was suggested by a pro ball club, and he's trying to incorporate it into his game.
Quisenberry said once again, delivers a fastball. That one misses inside. Forced Brodnansky to try and cover across the plate to cut that ball off. So the count moves to 3-2. Brunson trying to get on to lead off this third inning for the Power. Adding on is definitely key. We saw the North Stars yesterday on the turf field blow a 5-0 lead late. So that misses outside, ball 4. Tried to go with a fastball towards the outer half to Quisenberry, unable to locate it. So it's a leadoff base runner for the Power. Brunson on for the second time today in as many tries. Also the first walk issue from Quisenberry. Beg your pardon, second walk that Quisenberry has issued.
He walked the leadoff man Alvarez, and that kind of took the first wheel off the wagon in that first inning.
Now it's Keith Torres the third. He takes a breaking ball on the outside corner, 0-1.
That walk to Brunson broke a streak of 6 straight retired and 4 straight struck out by Quisenberry. See if you can get back to that, get ahead early in the count, and find that put-away pitch. The infield is playing Torres to pull, even though he went the opposite way last time up.
Shortly at first from Brunson, Quisenberry delivers a breaking ball and gets a swing and a miss on the outer half. This moves ahead 0-2. Able to work ahead of the count initially to Brunson, but ended up losing when putting him on. Now Quisenberry and the North Stars look to try and turn 2. Hugo Suarez, the second baseman, pinched a few steps closer to the second base bag, anticipating a double play. Hans Feng, the shortstop, kind of playing with the same straight-up shortstop spot that he was the previous batter with nobody on. All three outfielders about as straight up as you can possibly ask for on this calm day. Quisenberry set with the 0-2. That fastball misses up and in. Not necessarily a bad miss for Quisenberry. Definitely want to see him try and execute something in or near the strike zone. With Brunson over at first and nobody out. That breaking ball is hit off the hands down the right field line. That'll leak out of play foul towards the athletic trainer's tent. Jacob mentioned a moment ago that for Quisenberry, it's kind of been a tale of, it was initially a tale of his first 2 outings, one of them being excellent, the other one getting hit around a bit. And even today so far, of course, he got hit around, allowing the 4 runs on 4 hits in the first inning. Check on the runner, not in time for Brunson. Brunson comes back in sliding head first. But then after that first inning, he looked excellent for the second, and even this inning so far, we see flashes of Quisenberry being successful. Sometimes, and it's the case for a lot of things today, just being able to put it together consistently. He said with the 1-2 out of the stretch, and that fastball is on the inside corner for a called strike 3. Torres the third did not think so, but nonetheless, it is the first out of the third inning, and a big out nonetheless.
Yeah, that's the punch-out pitch right there. He's only recorded 1 out that hasn't been via the strikeout. That was a soft ground ball hit in the opening inning. You got a guy who had an absolute bullet off you last time coming up. Turn that sinker right back up the middle.
6 strikeout of the day so far for Quisenberry. And that brings up Burl Dixon. He had a big RBI double back in the first. Swings the first pitch. Hits that ball well, deep out to left center field. That ball is going to split the gap, and it's going to roll all the way towards the warning track. Donady picks it up. Rounding third headed for home is Brunson. He's going to score easily as the ball barely made it back to the infield by the time he crossed the plate. My goodness. Second double of the day for Burl Dixon. 2 for 2. 2 doubles absolutely smoked. His second RBI of the day, and it's 5-0 Power.
He's looked incredible at the plate. So composed as Dixon, and he's not pull happy. We see the power. He's driven a couple of balls near the warning tracks. 1 to straightaway center field, 1 to the opposite gap as a left-handed hitter. That's something the scouts are going to really love. out of the swing of Burl Dixon.
Alan Alonso digs in for his second at bat, slightly open stance. Quisenberry delivers a breaking ball a little high, 1-0. I don't think that was even that bad of a pitch from Quisenberry. He got a little bit of a later swing. He got it in on Dixon as well, the lefty Dixon, but just a better piece of hitting. Couple look back, and there goes the runner. The throw down to third, nowhere near in time. Dixon slides in safely at third base. He's able to record a stolen base.
Strong throw on the money from Cole Brodnansky. Just nothing you can do against that slow curveball, especially when a speedy guy like Dixon gets a jump as he just had, leaking early, went first movement against Quisenberry. And that is going to force Manitoba to bring that infield in, already down 5-0.
On Quisenberry, now he's asking them to move back. Hugo Suarez, the second baseman, was the first guy to come in. He was several steps into the grass at first. Now he's playing at about more of a halfway range for the second base spot. All the other infielders kind of back to their usual depth. So it looks like the North Stars are willing to concede a run as they trail 5-0. As Quisenberry gets a swing and a miss from Alonso. The count moves to 1-2. Alan Alonso struck out back in the first inning. Dixon over at third base. I'd say an excellent job from him being able to swipe third, because Quisenberry took several extra looks back at him and actually varied his delivery pretty well, but still a huge jump from second base. So that fastball is delivered high, 2-2. All three outfielders still playing pretty similar straight-up depths. Brett Downey, the left fielder, shaded a few steps towards the line, playing Alonso the pull. That 2-2. That ball's hit towards the hole on the left side. Cut off by O'Neill. He takes the safe out to first. Wide throw, but Yen Heng Wu able to hang on to the bag. So he made a big stretch over to his right. Crossing the plate is Dixon. It's 6-0 Power and an RBI for Alonso. So 2 outs here in the third inning. And again, a Power really in cruise control, up 6-0.
And they continue to have smart and productive at-bats, using a ground out there to bring in a run after Burl Dixon used his speed to steal his way into scoring position. They're doing those extra things to get those insurance runs early, and they've got half a dozen on the board. We're not through 3 innings.
First pitch to Taylor Moe is taken down and in for a fastball. Moe grounded out to second base is only at bat. Takes another fastball low, 2-0. And once again, not a bad pitch by any means from Quisenberry. He threw a pretty good breaking ball going down and away to the righty Alonso, but he was able to get decent wood on the ball. So he gives another good breaking ball. This one clips the outer half, running it back to the lefty Mo, right on left matchup. And one of those situations, the ball wasn't hit that hard off the bat of Alonso, and he told the infielders to move back. Quisenberry did, as that pitch is taken down and in, 3-1. So no chance to try and cut off the run at the plate. Nobody up in the North Star bullpen, understandably so. Limited pitching staffs. So that's fastball taken outside ball 4. 2-out base runner for the Power as Taylor Moe's aboard. We're probably going to see this a few times too, Jacob, where you get a pitcher who's getting hit around a little, but you have to leave him in and get him deep into the ballgame because of a somewhat limited amount of pitchers on every team.
Yeah, these guys playing 5-6 games a week with 5-6 pitchers on your team. You're going to have some guys who are going to need to piggyback that pitching staff, whether dominating a game or not, and eat some of these innings.
Matt Garcia takes a breaking ball low, 1-0 the count. Garcia struck out looking back in the first. Garcia, the 8-man in the order. Quisenberry set out the stretch. And there goes the runner. Pitch taken out on the outside corner. The throw down to second is not in time. Good head first slide from Taylor Moe. Second stolen base of the inning for the Power. A strong throw from Brodnansky. He got a decent pitch to throw, and albeit a breaking ball, but up in the strike zone towards the outer half. Just too big of a jump from Moe. So 1-1 the count now to Garcia, as the pitch was a called strike. And he has a 2-out opportunity with a man in scoring position. Power already leads 6-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. As that fastball is taken at the knees on the inner half for strike 2. Good fastball that time from Quisenberry.
We've seen 2 stolen bases this inning by the Power, and they're running on the pitcher, not the catcher. Brodnanski's got a cannon back there. 2 throws on the money.
He does throw well.
He's doing everything he can do.
Couple look back at the runner. The third one from Quisenberry. That breaking ball's taken on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Another strikeout from Quisenberry. That finally retires the side. But not before the Power able to put 2 more runs on the board. The big blow coming from the Burrell-Dixon RBI double, his second RBI double of the day. To the 4th inning we go. The North Stars will try and chip in to their 6-0 deficit against the Power. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just about set for the top of the 4th inning. Middle of the order due up for the North Stars. Brodnanski, Yenhang Wu, Hugo Suarez, the scheduled hitters. Angel Landazuri set to get back to work for his 4th inning on the mound. He's already delivered 3 shutout innings today. That breaking ball, first pitch, ends up hitting Brodnanski right on the arm. Second time Cole Brodnanski has been hit by a pitch today in as many plate appearances. How about that? It's not something you expect to see. And on a pretty similar pitch, too, on a breaking ball. The North Stars will take a leadoff base runner, without a doubt. And the bat will be Yenhang Wu, who bounced out to Landazuri on the mound, his only at-bat. The Power will set up to turn 2. We'll get to see Landazuri operate with a man on base. A short 3-step lead at that for Brodnanski as the first pitch, the fastball, belt high for a strike. Second baseman Alonzo shaded a couple steps towards the second base bag. Jalen Greer playing a few steps in from the outfield grass. He takes one more step in. The 0-1, kind of a half slide step, is fouled straight back from Wu and out of play. The count moves to 0-2 on Wu. North Stars trying to get some kind of offense going. Only 4 total base runners. Only 1 hit recorded by the North Stars. Here's the 0-2. Slides him again. That's off the end of the bat. It fouled straight back into the screen. We knew something had to give for both teams, at least statistically coming in relatively evenly matched. North Stars were 1 win, 1 loss, 1 tie. The Power had a win and a loss apiece. North Stars with a 3.15 team ERA. That 0-2 pitch is on the outside corner. A good breaking ball for a called strike 3. from Braden Quizen for Angel Landazuri. Beg your pardon. Now it's quickly one out after Brodnansky reaches via hit by pitch. That'll bring up Hugo Suarez, who struck out looking his only at bat. He settles into the left-handed batter's box with a big open stance. He swings and misses at a high and away fastball. Sounds like he foul-tipped it into the glove of Garcia.
Landazuri has got those swing and miss pitches working, Evan. Just 5 strikeouts in 4 innings in his debut. I think we've got him up to 8 in the game right now.
He's really been impressive. He deals the 0-1. That ball's hit hard in the right field, but right at Tavius Ford. He only had to move a couple steps to his left. Suarez gave it a pretty decent ride, but the second out nonetheless.
We have a game final on our back turf field. The British Columbia Bombers pick up a W, an 11-10 high-scoring one out there. And the Bombers get on the board the win over the Canada A's.
Well, easily the biggest offensive outburst we've seen on any stadium or turf field the entire season.
I think that's our first double-digit run game.
I think you're
right.
And
it was not just one team, but both of them in that 11-10 win. And who knows, the way the Power is swinging the bat, they've got 6 runs in 3 at-bats right now, leading 6-zip.
Brett Donnelly staring down an 0-1 count. He reached on an error and was caught stealing it back in the second inning. He fouls that one straight back over everyone's head to the right side. The count quickly 0-2. Landazuri sitting on a comfortable 6-0 lead. His Power, major outburst for 4 runs in the first inning, also able to come back and put 2 on the board in the third. Landazuri already striking out 8 batters through 3 2/3 innings. Takes a quick check at the runner at first. That ball's off the end of the bat to the second base Alonso, who moves to his left and deposits the easy play to Mo at first. And that retires the side, ladies and gentlemen. Brodnansky able to get aboard via hit-by-pitch lead-off this inning. North Star is unable to do anything with it as the next 3 men are set down in order. So we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. The Power will get back to work, looking to improve on their 6-0 lead over the North Stars. Braden Quisenberry set to get back to work against the bottom of the power order as we sit in the bottom of the 4th inning. Tavius Ford, the 9-man, then back to the top, Alvarez and Jalen Greer, the scheduled hitters for the power. They look to add on to their 6-0 lead. Quisenberry looking to try and settle back down. Ford swings the first pitch, the breaking ball. He skies it high in the air down the third base line. Bradley O'Neill gives it a look back towards the fence, and looks like a hit off of the fence, but it drops foul. A lot of room down the lines in Palm Springs Stadium. It does narrow out a little bit as you get into the bullpen, which it looked, now that I have a little bit of a better angle, looks kind of like O'Neill got caught up with the bench down there in the power bullpen. So Tavius Ford will settle back in, facing an 0-1 count. He struck out swinging his only at bat in the second. So that fastball is taken high and inside, 1-1 the count. Looks like it's a little bit of a stretching and light tossing in both the North Star bullpen, and a little bit of stretching out in the power bullpen. 1-1 pitch, big swing from Ford. He fouls it straight back. He ends up kind of tossing the bat out of his hands. Looks like he might have hurt his hand on that swing. Difficult to tell. Ford is kind of walking back towards the power dugout. Now he's walking over to the manager in the third base coach's box, Casey Dill. Kind of adjusting his batting gloves as Ford walks back towards home plate. Bit of a bizarre swing in general. It's a hard swing on a fastball up in the zone. He fouled it straight back. Immediately, I wouldn't even describe it as a major throwing of the bat. Just kind of flipped in and it landed near home plate. But either way, Ford seems to be settled down enough. He picks up the bat up again. He settles back in. Quisenberry looking in for his sign. Bit of a longer look in this time. Quisenberry on the mound. This time is called at home plate. Probably the first time I've seen a sequence of events like that. But it's good to see that everyone's okay nonetheless. Now Quisenberry comes set. He deals out of the stretch the 1-2, and it's a breaking ball as Ford hits that one high in the air to center field. Bakari Gale comes charging in, and he's able to make a nice running one-handed catch. So 1 up, 1 down for Quisenberry. Similar to the second inning, good sign for him. Trying to put up a 0 to at least give his North Stars a chance as we get into the later innings.
Yeah, Bakari Gale playing deep, knew that ball was popped straight up. Full sprinted, lost the hat, showing off. No wheels right there defensively.
We have seen some pretty impressive outfield play, especially from some quick center fielders.
Yeah, and we've got, as you mentioned before, we got guys up in the pen. We got where it looks like the lefty Michael Barker down the Palm Springs power line, and Brett Taucher, I think it is, down the right field line.
Yeah, that looks like him too.
For the Manitoba North Stars. A couple of guys we've seen already at the stadium. Taucher was phenomenal as a starter his last time out.
Zay Alvarez swings at that one and hits off the end of the bat, foul out of play down the right field line, just beyond the athletic trainer's tent once again. The count moves to 1-1. Alvarez walked to lead off the ballgame in the first and came around to score, struck out swinging in the second. Alvarez played out here in Palm Springs Stadium during the summer with the Power. They're coming off a national championship appearance at Division II for Point Loma. He takes on the outside corner 1-2. Quisenberry able to work ahead in the count once again. 1 out here in the 4th. You have to give him credit. He stayed composed. He's able to work his way deep into the game, giving the North Stars some innings. As he gets a swing and miss on a good fastball, Alvarez goes down on strike for the second time today. There's 2 outs. That'll bring up the second man in the order, Jalen Greer. Singled and scored in that big 4-run first inning. Struck out in the second. Still bat with 2 outs and nobody on base as he settles into the right-handed batter's box. The second baseman, Suarez, moves over a couple steps towards the second base bag, and that's a breaking ball on the inner half for a called strike. We've seen spurts of a very good breaking ball from Quisenberry and a firm fastball. and looks like almost looked like a cutter or a harder slider. He gets a swing and a miss on the outer half. Either way, he'll take it. The count moves to 0-2. A little longer look in this time from Quisenberry, trying to retire the power in order. That fastball is hit foul out of play to the right side onto the field behind us. Got a late swing that time from Greer. As calm and beautiful of a day that you could ask for. You could make a painting with the view that we're getting with the clouds and the shadows. With a sign-winding delivery, that pitch is delivered in the dirt and outside, 1-2. Clouds have cleared significantly, so we can see the canyons and mountains out in center field once again. Parts of it lit up with the sun, other parts kind of covered with shadows. Calm flags. No chance of rain right now. There's a good breaking ball at the knees on the outside corner. 4 called, strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Quisenberry. He works a 1-2-3 fourth inning and sets down the power in order. So excellent work that inning from Quisenberry. And we're through 4 full frames with the power leading 6-0 when we return.
Welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium. I'm Joey Senna. Sitting right next to me, Jacob Kronberg. We're here in the top of the 5th inning. Manitoba North Stars trailing 6-0. The first batter is center fielder Bakari Gale at the plate right now. Behind in the count, 0-2. In this game, the Palm Springs Power took an early 4-0 lead in the first inning. That ball's outside, check swing. He did not go around. And the Palm Springs Power added 2 more runs in the home half of the 3rd inning. That's where we stand now, 6-0 in the top of the 5th.
You've got Gale up, the Georgia native, still looking for his first hit of the CWL season. He's going to make a couple of nice plays defensively, still trying to find the bat.
Gale, the 1-2. Swings and misses and is retired via strikeout for out number 1 here in the top of the 5th. Bottom of the lineup due up for the North Stars. Cole Rankin at the dish now. He'll be followed by Chi Hao 2 in the on-deck circle. We have a beautiful morning here in Palm Springs, California. The sun is shining on the field and beyond. Fouled towards the right side. The mountains in the distance with some shade and clouds over them. And the other half of the mountains, sunny as can be. Very calm winds here on Monday morning. Thanks for joining us on the California Winter League YouTube channel. That's fouled back into the netting by Rankin. Cole struck out looking back in the second inning.
Yeah, how impressive has Angel Landazuri been? Through 4 1/3, 9 strikeouts. He's given up just 1 hit, no free passes via the walk, and he's not even at 60 pitches yet. This has been a stellar performance for the right-hander.
And strikeout number 10. He has hit double digits through 4+ innings worth of work. A tremendous outing. Looking to strike out the side with Shi Hao 2, who digs in at the plate from the right side.
I think that's only the 3rd double-digit strikeout game we've seen. Trey Morrill had it on opening day. Christian Zellner had one, who we'll see in game 2.
2 swings at the first pitch. That's fouled back, hitting the metal bleachers.
We're going to see Zellner
at Palm
versus
Springs Stadium.
We're going to see Zellner versus Roybal in game 2. So we'll see if Zellner can counteract Landazuri's double-digit strikeout performance already, and it looks like he's got some more in the tank.
Landazuri 0-1. Swinging and again is 2. That'll be fouled right on top of the trainer tent behind first base.
I hope one of our trainers made a play on that. That's as easy as a foul ball you're going to get trickling down off that tarp. I can't quite see if it's Austin, Haley, or Juliana out there, but
shout out to our trainers who do a tremendous job throughout this winter season. The 0-2 paints the outside corner, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to 2. We'll be right back from Palm Stadium after Landazuri struck out the side in order. Welcome back to beautiful Southern California here at Palm Springs Stadium. A 6-0 affair between the Palm Springs Power. They are ahead of the Manitoba North Stars right now here in the home half of the 5th inning. Heart of the lineup due up for the Power. Tavis Brunson takes ball 1 outside and away. Keith Torres in the on-deck circle and Burl Dixon in the hole. Ball towards first base and just reaches in as a fair ball. Rounding first base is Brunson, heading towards second, and now rounding second, heading into third for a stand-up triple down the first base line. The Power start the the 5th inning with a triple.
The second triple for Brunson. Don't see that too often. One to straightaway center, that one yanked down the line.
Quisenberry looks like he's trying to get some dirt out of his shoe.
Yeah, they're giving him a spike. Now it looks like one of those tongue depressors. Maybe even just a coffee stir to kind of pick out from the bottom of his cleats.
Brings up the cleanup man, Keith Torres III, who is 1 for 2 on the day. A strikeout looking back in the 3rd. And in the 1st inning, he picked up an RBI single. That was a part of the Power 4-inning 1st inning. They lead 6-0 here in the home half of the 5th inning. Quisenberry gets set from the stretch. Breaking ball just above the zone. Ball 1.
Yeah, Torres coming over from Hawaii. Made his first trip out to Cali for his collegiate days at Cal State Sacramento. Up in NorCal. Played 5 years at CSU Sacramento. Played a couple of summers out on the East Coast in the Cal Ripken baseball leagues.
That foul ball is trickling down the metal bleachers, and it continues to do so.
Kind of sounded like a slinky.
Torres hits this ball into shallow center field. Suarez, the second baseman, will get under it, and that keeps Brunson at third base. Exactly what Quisenberry was looking for.
Didn't that sound like one of those slinky? You ever played with the slinky growing up? You drop it down the stairs, boop, 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 boop. Kind of sounded like that. How slowly it trickled and bounced off those bleachers.
Brings up the designated hitter, Burl Dixon, who has had himself quite the day. He's 2 for 2 with a few RBIs and 2 doubles. Burl looking to continue his hot streak with a runner on third base and only 1 away. Strike 1.
Yeah, Burl's a guy who's got a good amount of professional experience. He was an 18th round pick of the Kansas City Royals back in 2019 and has kind of jumped around A-ball and rookie ball for them the last 3 seasons. Played over 170 games with Royals affiliates before being released, and he finished this past spring up with the Billings Mustangs out in the Pioneer League as well.
Dixon behind in the count, 0-2. 6-0, the Palm Springs Power over the North Stars.
All right, we've seen Dixon go double to center, double to left. Do we get a pull side one? Here's a lot of room in right center field right now.
The 0-2 finds the outside corner for strike 3. 3 pitches is all Quisenberry needs against Burl Dixon.
Yeah, that's a great pitch, and like we said, they left a lot of room on the right side. So you're going to pitch a guy like Dixon away to try and get him to hit it where the defense is, and even better than a ball in, which would have resulted in a run. He gets a called third strike.
Strike 1 as Alan Alonso digs in at the plate. RBI opportunity for Alonso, who had a fielder's choice RBI back in the 3rd inning. 0-1, big rip and a miss from Alonso. Alonso's hitting .333 heading into this game. A nice start to this 2023 California Winter League season. 3-quarter release from Quisenberry. Picks up another strikeout. 2 strikeouts in this frame. And we head to the top of the 6th inning. The Power leading 6-0. We'll be right back to Palm Springs Stadium. Welcome back to the top of the sixth. The Power leading 6-0. New pitcher is Michael Barker, who delivers strike one.
Yeah, Barker is 6-foot lefty out of Ridgecrest, California. This is going to be his third appearance. All of them have been out of the pen.
Barker attacking the zone out of the pen, 0-2.
4 innings on the season for Barker. He's given up 4 hits, struck out 6, walked none, and has not given up a single run yet.
He'll face the top of the lineup for the North Stars. Fang, O'Neill, and Brodnansky due up. Beautiful, cool morning here in Palm Springs. Barker wastes no time to strike out Hans Fang for the first out of the sixth.
The pitching on this Palm Springs team has been great to start the year. They've had 4 guys toe the rubber, and there's only one of them who's given up an earned run. Angel Landazari, Tristan Cummings, and Michael Barker all have yet to allow an earned run this season.
Bradley O'Neill steps in and wastes no time, swinging at the first pitch, coming away empty. O'Neill is 1 for 2 with a strikeout, looking back in the third and a single in the first. O'Neill bats from the right side, takes ball 1 upstairs. Barker attacking that strike zone right out of the pen. Sometimes you'll see guys coming from the bullpen. It takes a few batters for them to get settled in.
Yeah, he was warming up for a while down there.
Barker has faced 2 batters and has 2 strikeouts. Here in the top half of the 6th inning, the Power lead 6-0.
Yeah, Michael's always been a strikeout guy. In his time at Taft College, he pitched 69 and a third innings and struck out 82 guys. Got him the most outstanding pitcher award in the CBC. I mean, better than a guy an inning. You're going to find a lot of success in life, or at least as a pitcher, when you can punch out someone at that volume.
The southpaw working from the stretch with nobody on. Strike 1, the top of the zone. He's facing Cole Brodnansky, who has been hit by a pitch in both of his plate appearances today.
Homered yesterday. Would love to see him barrel something up.
Power catcher takes strike 2 on the outside corner.
Especially a guy for a Manitoba team who's got just 1 hit.
1 hit, no runs for the North Stars. 6 hits, 6 runs for the Power. Brodnansky puts this ball into play. Alonso moves over to his left and delivers to first base for a 1-2-3 inning for Barker out of the pen. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Power leads 6-0. Welcome back. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Power leads 6-0. We have a new pitcher on the mound. That is Michael Barker. Pardon me, that was Brett Taucher, who takes over for Quisenberry. Quisenberry's final line was 5 innings pitched. He gave up 6 hits, 6 earned runs. He walked 3 batters, and he struck out 11 hitters. Big swing and a miss from Taylor Moe. Bottom of the lineup due up for the Power, 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Brett Taucher is a 23-year-old out of Elk Grove Village. Ball 1 to Moe.
He's put up one of the most impressive performances of the first week of the CWL. Went 5 innings, giving up 1 hit and striking out 9 in his stadium debut earlier.
Moe hits the ball to second base. Suarez will settle in front of it. Delivers a slow throw, but gets Moe in time for the first out of the 6th.
What I love about Taylor Moe, I haven't seen the guy not hustle. He is booking it out of the box. He plays a really good defensive first base. And you got to give him some props. When we were setting up on the scout, they were really cleaning things up. There were about 5 or 6 of our interns trying to move the turtle, which no longer has wheels. And Taylor was kind enough to assist us in lifting the turtle from home plate to where it is out in right field behind the seats. It was he and Lolo Williams. Got to shout them both out.
Yes, a big thanks to them. Taucher delivers strike 1 to the catcher, Matt Garcia, who's looking for his first hit of the day. He has 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. That's just outside. Taucher played for Quincy University. He pitched 22 and 2/3 innings, striking out 24 last season at Quincy University. Then he played 2 summers in the Northwoods League. Just down and away for ball 2.
He spent a couple of summers with the Rockford Rivets in the Northwoods League, really high-end collegiate summer baseball league. Spans primarily around the Midwest.
Taucher back in the zone for strike 2. Taucher's working from the windup with nobody on. Broken bat. Fang gets in front of it, delivers the long throw, and not in time to get Garcia at first. The throw sails on Fang.
Did that bat break on the knob? Look, that entire red-barreled bat with the majority of the neon yellow tape swung back into the netting, and we've just got 8 inches of the handle on the knob picked up. Talk about getting sawed off.
That'll go down as an E6 that Garcia reached on. Brings up the number 9 hitter, the right fielder, Javius Ford. Swings at the first pitch, fouled back into the netting behind home plate. Ford also looking for his first hit. He struck out in the 2nd inning and flew out to center field back in the 4th. The Power leads 6-0 here in the home half of the 6th inning. Taucher delivers, ball to Fang at short, delivers to second base in time. That was a close call there at second base to retire Garcia.
I was close. Was really close. Garcia busting, and that ball took a wicked hop on Fang to his backhand side. And that's really what made it close. Off the bat, looked like a tailor-made double play.
The lineup flips around. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter taking over for Isaiah Alvarez.
Looks like Jalen March digging in.
Jalen March hits from the left side. Taucher checks the runner at first. Sliding back into the bag is Travius Ford, getting his red jersey dirty. We have the Power in red jerseys, white bottoms, The North Stars in blue jerseys and white pants. Toucher looking to escape the bottom of the 6th. The runner was going. The ball hit to Fang. Fang delivers across in time to Wu, and that will retire the side. We head to the top of the 7th. The Power still leads 6-0.
Top of the last at Palm Springs Stadium. The Palm Springs Power lead the Manitoba North Stars 6-0. Jacob Kronberg to my right is Joey Senna, as Michael Barker is back out on the mound for his second inning of work, trying to complete the shutout victory for the Power. He'll face the heart of the North Stars order. It starts with Yen Heng Wu. The right-handed hitting first baseman goes after the first pitch. Hard roller out to short. Bobbled by Greer, and he'll put it in his back pocket. Fielded the ball up the middle, a step into the outfield grass. Hit off the heel, he lost it. And Yen Heng Wu is going to reach on an error by Jalen Greer to start the 7th. We'll have a pinch hitter now for the North Stars. Taylor Lomack in to bat for Hugo Suarez. Lomack, a right-handed hitter, narrowed stance. Barker works home and finds the outside corner for with a fastball for strike 1.
Barker's been painting every corner since he's been in the game from the bullpen, absolutely attacking that strike zone.
Left on right the matchup. Infield plays Lomack slightly to pull. The 0-1. Slap to the right side. Past the outreach glove of a diving Alonzo, and into right field it goes. An underhand toss in by Ford. And the first two men have reached for the North Stars in the road 7th.
North Stars looking to get a rally going, trailing 6-0 here in the last inning, the top of the 7th.
Just the second hit of the game for Manitoba. And Michael Barker, who was impeccable in the 6th inning, striking out the side on just 12 pitches, now has traffic on the base paths for Brett Donady, the left fielder. Another right-handed bat parallel to the ground behind his shoulder as he goes after the first pitch and fouls it back into the netting for strike 1. 6-0 the Power in front of the North Stars. Both sides came in looking for win number 2 of the season. And right now it looks like Palm Springs is going to be the one who gets here, bar a crazy comeback in this 7th inning. Barker's 0-1, nasty curveball waved over for strike 2. And this is the Michael Barker we saw through his first 5 innings of the CWL season, working with pace, working around the zone, and mixing in all 3 pitches.
He's been absolutely dominant.
Works from the first base side of the rubber, checks the man on second. Wu leads off. 0-2 home. Fastball. Dots the outside corner. Strike 3 called, and Donady down looking for out number 1.
We have a pinch hitter. Denver Blinn is now at second base, running for 2.
So Blinn in to run. More speed at second base than we saw from Wu. So Blinn at second, Lomack behind him at first. Both run extremely well. As Barker's first pitch curveball bends into the zone for a called strike to Bakari Gale. Oh, and 1 the count. Barker works from a letter high set. The 0-1 curveball spins too low. That evens the count into ball into strike.
First time we've really seen guys in scoring position for the North Stars. They haven't really had many RBI opportunities in this game.
Had just 1 hit and earned just 2 hit batters prior to this inning. Barker kicks and goes, missing upstairs with the fastball, and he falls behind Bakari Gale 2-1. Gale still looking to put a ball in play for the first time this morning. Struck out once looking, once swinging. Hugging the line at third is Keith Torres the third. As Barker works home. 2-1 changeup tipped into the mid of Matt Garcia, and the count evens up at 2-2. 6-0 Power in front. Top of the last. Manitoba needs some type of comeback to make this a ball game. Barker ready from the belt. Does not look at the runners. His 2-2 pitch. In at the knees, strike 3 called. Back-to-back punch-outs for Michael Barker, both the looking variety. And the North Stars down to their final out, down by 6. It's up to Cole Rankin, the big swing and left-handed bat, a tough matchup against the southpaw Barker. Off the line at third now moves Torres, the first baseman Mo on the line and behind the runner. As the first pitch fastball is fouled off the top of the face mask of the catcher Garcia, and Rankin behind 0-1.
Garcia didn't even flinch behind the plate. It's just another pitch for him.
Denver Blinn on second. He pinch ran for Wu, who reached on the error. Mo behind at first, singled as a pinch hitter for Hugo Suarez. 0-1 to Rankin. Big cut and a miss for strike 2. And the North Stars now down to their final strike. Down 6-0. Blinn
Wonderful pitching today for the Power between Lander, Zuri, and Barker.
Walking leadoff second for Blinn. Same for Lomack off first, neither being held on. Barker staring home. 0-2 breaking ball. Swung on and missed strike 3. It's in the dirt. Rankin gives himself up as Garcia applies the tag, and that'll do it. Stellar pitching leads the way for the Palm Springs Power in a 6-0 victory over the Manitoba North Stars. The Power with 4 in the first, 2 in the third was all they needed as they scored 6 runs on 6 hits, committing 2 errors. The North Stars with no runs on 2 hits and 1 error. They drop to 1-2-1 on the year. The Power now 2-1 on the young season. Quick update on our backfield game. It was the Bombers over the A's in an 11-10 victory. Jacob Newton with the big home run. And here, once again, the Power 6, the North Stars, nothing. More California Winter League baseball to come about 30 minutes from now. We will have the Washington Blue Sox and the Palm Springs Chill right here at the stadium, so don't go too far. We'll have more CWL baseball shortly on the CWL YouTube.